Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper coming to you from Schravenzande, the Netherlands. My name is Jackie van der Sarboot, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada and in the Netherlands because I married a Dutchman and I travel back and forth and try to keep my business going in two markets. It's quite interesting. Anyway, today is the Global Monthly Video Hop, and our theme this month is simple stamping. You will be amazed what you can do with just simple paper, inks, and stamps. And so I hope that you check below in the description. There will be a link to all the other demonstrators that are participating in the Global Monthly Video Hop, so you can be inspired. I always love to go through everyone's videos, and I always learn something. So I hope you do too. And let's take a look at what we're doing today. Well, I've got my paper trimmer laying there, which we don't need just yet. I'm going to be using the Good Feelings stamp set because I love those great big words. And I'm going to be using color and contour. And for my first card, I'm going to be using this Daisy stamp set to make some background paper. So let's take a look while I find my one stamp. Well, my stamp was exactly where it should be, and it gives me a little thing to show you. So when your stamps are stored properly in your case, you cover them with this thin piece of film that comes with your stamp, and then here it is. There's a little printed thing that shows you exactly where to put your stamp when you're done. So this is the stamp I'm going to be using. It comes with all kinds of dies, which I will show you at the end. You do not have to use those dies to make your card work, okay? It just steps it up a little notch. So I'm putting it on the block, and we're going to put some grid paper underneath. And then here is my piece of white. So this piece is either 10 centimeters by 14.4 centimeters, or it's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And we're going to take some Memento black ink, which is also hiding. I'm telling you, it was under my paper trimmer. Here we go. I'm back. Okay, so we're going to take the Memento ink, and we're going to start in the middle because you don't want any open spaces. And even though that part's probably going to be, we're going to go around that one. That's probably the easiest way to make this work. And then I did find something out when I was using this stamp, and that is that the filler stamp doesn't match perfectly with this. I'm going to go off the edge here too. Okay, so this is our background piece, and you might be underwhelmed at this point, and I get that. So here is the filler piece for this. Oh, I'm totally off screen. Crazy me. Okay. There's a lot to doing a video well to make sure that you're in exactly where you need to be, that everybody sees what they need to see. I'm using Lemon Lolly. This is a new core color for the flower. So don't worry too much about how this one goes because it's just meant to add some random color. It doesn't even have to fit the flower. As long as the center lines up, then you're good to go. So you can see how quickly this goes. All I'm doing is making sure that the center stays naked. And you're getting quite a nice colorful design. Here we go. And see, I messed up a little bit. I went a little high, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. So there we have that. Now we need to stamp our sentiment. Now I have stamped one on the die, but I'm going to show you that that's not necessarily, like you don't have to do that. So I have a piece of white, and we're going to put that big stamp on. Here we go. I'm just so happy for you. Here we go. And I'm going to put it on this block here. Just going to move that out of the way in case I didn't. There. And for this one, I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel. Okay. And just a nice firm tap, 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 tap. Look on the back. You don't have to press hard on our ink pads. Just a dancing on the water. Now you do want to press hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 second press. And then you get a nice, I'm slightly crooked, which really annoys me, but you know what? I'm stamping at about a 45-degree angle to myself. The paper, the camera is a little bit off center. So I'm just closing up my ink pads. So stamping on camera is a little bit different when you're stamping, you know, for yourself. So what I do when I go slightly crooked, I will line the words up with the edge of my trimmer, and then I'm going to go like so, and that will straighten out my words. Oh, look, inky finger. Does that happen to you? Yeah, it happens to me. So now I have some straight edges going. Hopefully I can cut off that smudgy piece. So, and like so. So I didn't measure, I just used my paper trimmer to trim around it. Maybe I went a little closer to the bottom than I would have liked, so I'm going to take a little bit off the top so that it's centered nicely. There. And now we're going to put it on a piece of blueberry bushel cardstock. And you know what? I'm not going to measure again. I'm just going to lay it on here. So this is what you do if you don't want to measure. Then you use your paper trimmer as a guide to measure. Okay? Okay, putting a little Tombow. I find that if you use a liquid adhesive, you can slide it around nicely. Oh, that's too much. Let's spread that around a little bit. I don't want it oozing. There we go. Now I'm going to turn that around with my inky finger and slide it. And maybe I'll put a little bit more of a border around it than I originally was planning. Otherwise, it's going to be too small. Okay. See, and now it does look quite straight on the white piece, so I'm happy about that. I don't no longer have a crooked piece of crooked sentiment. So now I'm going to lay that on here, and I'm just eyeballing it with the line from the track, and it looks about the same. Yeah, that's not bad. There. That looks quite good. I'm quite happy with that. I'm not happy with the little smudge I left on there, but you know what? Stuff happens. So here, oh, there's one more thing I want to do. Well, you know what? You guys can help me decide. Here is my card base, blueberry bushel, and then here is the background paper that I just made. And then here are the words. Okay, so that's one option. And then the second option is I took the spatter stamp and I did that in between. Which one do you like better, spatter or no spatter? I'm going to do both, and I'll make a picture of both of them. And then here, this is how it looks with the simple stamping, no dies, and here it is with the dies. And then I have one more thing, so here we go. I'm just going to lay this on my inky finger. And then I have die cut one. Now you could fussy cut this too, one of the flowers. And I just thought that would look nice if it gets popped up. But when you do this, you really don't need that extra flower. So simple, 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 or stepping it up. You decide. And I have one other card to show you. And I just use the background, the words as a background stamp for this. Another simple way to stamp. Okay. I hope that you love this card. I guess I could finish it off. Let's not be silly. Let's finish it off. And I love using my stamps as a background because then you can tailor make it to whatever you have. You use whatever colors you need. That's great for scrapbooking as well. And I see that this part is a little heavier than, I've got some open space on the top. I'm going to leave that on the top. So that just makes me feel better. The design is good, that the heavy goes at the bottom and it kind of floats to the top. And then on this, I'm going to use a few dimensionals. My dimensionals were hiding behind my laptop. There. What's the strangest place you've ever left a dimensional or found a dimensional? I once found a pearl on the bottom of my foot. I thought, why is my foot hurting? I had a little pearl stuck to the bottom of it. There. So that is a very simple stamping card. I think it's great. I love it a lot. And then here is another one that has a different die from that same set. And then you just weave the ribbon underneath that. It's really cool the way that's designed. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy the Global Monthly Video Hop. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment. That always makes me so happy. And check the links under the show more. And you could shop with me in Canada by clicking the links. There's also a link to shop with me in Europe. I would love to be your demonstrator, and I would also love to have you on my team. So keep those things in mind and have a super day. Bye.